And I saw that there was jobs at NASA, and so I wanted to be a NASA flight surgeon. Being a flight surgeon at NASA with the ISS program means working with the astronaut before they launch to space, make sure that they're as healthy as possible. That reduces problems when they're in space. But then if they're up there for a 6-month mission, something's going to come up. And so let's say they have a laceration or a pain. The way to help them through that is telemedicine. So you're a remote doctor. You give them a call, ask them some questions about it, and then you know all the tools that are up there and you know how to navigate it and handle it. And so you sometimes walk them through doing something, like it might be a laceration repair. And then sometimes you might treat them with medications, and we've recently seen that it even goes as far as some cases you can't treat up there. And so in those cases, you have to work with the whole system of NASA and evacuate them from space station and bring them back. But space makes it a little bit tricky. And so because it is tricky and every system changes in space, your cardiovascular system, your bone loss happens, your muscle mass goes down by 10%. You get vision changes, you get your fluid shifts, even your immune system goes down. Anything you can think of that you can find a doctor for on Earth, there is some change that's happening in space related to that it helps to have that specialized knowledge. And people who are spending their time treating people right now or studying about it, those are what flight surgeons are and will be in the future. So it's going to be probably one of the few fields of medicine that really expands in the coming decade. Yeah, the reason I applied to be an astronaut was that I have learned through life that the best way to learn a thing is to go and do a thing. And so I wanted to get into the environment where I was helping people, learning about the medicine, and then using it in real life. And I knew that would make me the best doctor I could be in this field. My name is Anil Menon, and I am a NASA astronaut.
A look at Anil Menon, who soon will be aboard the International Space Station. He and his Roscosmos crewmates aboard the Soyuz MS-29 spacecraft, Pyotr Dubrov and Anna Kikina, are in the process of continuing to conduct leak checks on their side of the docking interface with the Prashal module. Menon's wife, Anna Menon, is an astronaut candidate, having formerly flown into space with NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman on the Polaris Dawn mission. She was also a flight controller here in Mission Control before joining SpaceX, as did Menon for a while, Anil Menon. So we have a husband and wife team. Not the first time that's happened. 11 astronaut couples have been active astronauts for NASA over the course of the years. And Menon now will have an opportunity to spend about 8 months in space, returning to Earth next spring with Dubrov and Kikina for the same type of parachute-assisted landing that NASA's Chris Williams, Sergei Kud-Sverchkov, and Sergei Mikheyev will have come July 26th, when they undock from the International Space Station in the adjacent docking port at the Rosviet module, to which Menon and his Roscosmos crewmates arrived just about 2 hours ago. So we'll be standing by for further word on the progress of the leak checks being conducted on both sides of the docking interface at the Prashal module. Progress is being made towards the opening of the hatch.
Moscow, 25-minute measurement. Current measurement is 749 millimeters. Copy. 749.
And those numbers being offered that you hear are in millimeters of mercury to ensure that we have the proper pressure on both sides of the docking interface. There is a period of equalization for the small passageway or vestibule between the Soyuz and the Prishal before the hatches will be opened.
Inaudible. Why don't you go up and I will go down. Okay, this who's that? It's Anil's. This is Anya's. That's item 793. Copy. Step 793 on page 70. Okay. Expedited pressure equalization between Soyuz and ISS. And let us confirm pressure in the ISS.
MCC Moscow ISS on space to ground 1 for Sergei Kudserchkov. Go ahead. Could you tell us what the pressure is? Pressure 753. Copy 753.
Current pressure is 753. Yes, continue working per procedure. Close manual ISO valve 1. Copy. Closing ISO valve 1. Valve is closed. And then open pressure equalization valve between vestibule and the ISS. Yes, use the panel for that.
The pressure equalization tests on both sides of the docking interface continuing to proceed as planned. No issues. It's just a very time-consuming process to make sure that the pressure is equalized on both sides of the docking interface so that we have an airtight seal prior to the opening of the hatches, first on the Prishal module side of the interface, followed by the opening of the hatch on the Soyuz side.
Continuing setting up 2 suits for drying.
The Soyuz crew aboard MS-29 now out of their Sokol launch and entry suits.
Or are you still
they will be positioned for a drying period. The three newly arrived crew members will move into more comfortable flight clothing
the suits are
so that
prepared.
they are properly attired as they move through the hatch into the International Space Station a short time from now.
53 seconds. 1 minute commanding S6. Copy. I have the PV indicator not lit. Okay, waiting for the station hatch to be open. And after that, you will start the steps in the frame. Yes, I didn't change yet. Then you have some time right now to change into your flight suit. Yes, I'm finishing setting up suit for drying. Yes, let's finish this and then start changing.
Станция Хьюстон, третьем канале по гипервизору 4.
Okay. Activating flight engineer suit fan. 225510. And flight engineer 2. Okay, I put flight engineer suits for drying. Copy. Then the other one you will give to Sergei Kutsverchkov for drying in the other vehicle.
ISS MCC Moscow on space to ground 1 for Sergei Kutsverchkov. Go ahead. We give you a go to open the transfer catch. Okay, copy. Executing. Copy. MCC Moscow, SS on space around 1. Go ahead on space around 1. We see the video. Everything is clear. Everything is well seen. Thank you. Copy.
Moscow, Tigris. And go ahead. Actually, Tigris, Moscow. All right, guys. On your go, you can put steps in that frame in work. The station hatch is open. Copy. The station hatch is open.
Station hatch is open.
Okie dokie. On your go, we are going into that frame actions. We're opening KKT valve. Copy. KKT is open. Opening cover there. Affirmative.
This is Mission
Cover
Control,
there
Houston.
is open.
We are looking at a view from a balcony
We're
camera
monitoring
at the
the
Russian
pressure
Mission Control
equalization.
Center in the town of Korolyov, outside of
What's
Moscow.
the pressure currently?
We are standing by for the routing of video in the basically on the Prishal module side of the
Right.
docking interface,
Dropping based on the MV.
where the crew members
So
are gathered
we are
for the
equalizing
imminent
with the
opening of the
ISS.
hatches.
Let me monitor the notification here. Okay. S5 is illuminated. Did you say S3? Give me a sec. Is it S5 or S3 or both? S5. Okay, S5 is not illuminated because it's not possible with
We
the
are
station
again
hatches
waiting for the opening of the
open.
hatches
Okay, so
between
S5
the
is not
Soyuz
illuminated,
MS-29
S3
spacecraft
is illuminated.
and the Prishal module hatch has already been opened, so we're standing by for the Soyuz hatch to open. Just a few more steps being conducted by the newly arrived crew members, Anil Menon of NASA, and Roscosmos cosmonauts Pyotr Dubrov and Anna Kikina. They will be greeted by the current residents of the station, Expedition 74, and the population of the station will have expanded from 7 crew members to 10 crew members for the next 12 days during a handover.
Or you can open orbital flights, ODF, and just mark it up all there. Oh, I can do both.
While we wait for the proper routing of this feed that is coming across from the Russian Mission Control Center in Moscow, you're looking at Sophie Adano from the European Space Agency at the hatchway. She, along with Sergei Kud-Sverchkov, who is the current commander of the International Space Station. Other crew members also have gathered just out of the field of view on the right side of your screen is NASA's Jessica Meir. The crew members eagerly awaiting the opening of the Soyuz hatch to greet their 3 new crewmates who will be spending the next 8 months on board the orbital outpost.
Needs to be performed tomorrow, perform 24.
The International Space Station is currently flying 260 miles above the outback of Australia, moving from northwest to southeast in an orbit inclined 51.6 degrees to either side of the equator. Menon, Dubrov, and Kikina launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan 5 hours and 17 minutes ago. They docked to the International Space Station's Prishal module at 12:52 p.m. Central Time, 1:52 p.m. Eastern Time, an automated docking that brought them a 3-hour, 4-minute transit from the launch pad at Baikonur to their new home in space for the next 8 months.
step 4.1, air ducts routing.
Вот тут мы пропускаем пункт 4.1.1, 4.1.2.
4.11,
В общем, нам нужен пункт 4.1.4.
Skip those. We need step 4.4.
Да, все
Yep,
верно.
that just depends where we are docked. Right.
Так, далее, страница
Then,
35.
stage 35.
Так, далее, страница 35.
Okay.
4.3.
As mentioned a bit earlier, once the Soyuz hatch is open and the 3 new crew members move inside the Prishal module, they'll all make their way, all 10 crew members will make their way over to the Zvezda service module to set up for the welcoming remarks that are expected around the bottom of the hour. We are expecting some remarks from gathered guests on the balcony of the Russian Mission Control Center outside of Moscow, and from spacecraft communicator Luca Parmitano of the European Space Agency here in Mission Control in Houston. Parmitano recently named as the pilot for Orion on the next mission of Artemis 3 that is scheduled for next year. One of his crewmates, Frank Rubio, has been a family escort attending the launch down at the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan.
We do not do that. Correct. Do not deactivate the gas analyzer. Copy. Skip 4.5.
The 3 arriving crew members, Anil Menon of NASA, and Roscosmos cosmonauts, Pyotr Dubrov and Anna Kikina, have changed out of their Sokol launch and entry suits into more comfortable flight clothing. The Sokol suits are going to be dried out over the course of the next few hours. Once a safety briefing is conducted following the welcoming remarks to the crew members, the Soyuz will be deactivated. It is now receiving power from the International Space Station through the Prishal module for the duration of its 8 months in a dormant state, if you will, available for use if required, but in a dormant state until the Menon, Dubrov, and Kikina crew of Soyuz MS-29 prepare to return home next March.
Well, they're all there, right? Yep, they're all still there. Then,
just a few more steps in the pressure equalization in that small passageway between Soyuz and Prishal before the Soyuz hatch will swing open and the welcoming will get underway.
Understood. Then, going back to 4.4, page 36. All right. This step does not to be performed, and we have it noted down. We do not need to change it out.
Could Sverchkov, that you see there in the center of your screen, who's the current station commander, will hand over command of the International Space Station on July 25th to Jessica Meir of NASA, will be broadcasting the change of command ceremony on July 25th at 9:40 a.m. Eastern Time. That will lead to a series of broadcasts on the night of July 25th into the deep overnight hours of July 26th, leading to the undocking and landing of the Soyuz MS-28 crew, Chris Williams of NASA, Kud Sverchkov, and Roscosmos cosmonaut Sergei Mikheyev, who will fly their Soyuz MS-28 vehicle to a parachute-assisted landing on the steppe of Kazakhstan, again on Sunday, July 26th.
And then what do you want me with the, what do you want to do with the cap? The purification cartridge needs to be covered up. What do you want me to do with them? They are in the one that is in servant. So you want me to cap the cartridge? Right. So large cap goes on that cartridge. Right. And because this, do not forget. So let's open our two orbits rendezvous profile, page 72.
Sophie Adano of the European Space Agency that you 72. See next to Kud Sverchkov and Jessica Meir, just out of the field of view, will be joined by Roscosmos cosmonaut Andrei Fedyaev and NASA astronaut Jack Hathaway aboard the Dragon spacecraft for their return to Earth, scheduled in September.
Hatch. That's going to be in step 8.1. Okay, we'll do the steps for the opening. So you say hello to the crew for the cameras.
The flight controllers of the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov offering some final procedures to the Soyuz crew just prior to the opening of the hatch that will lead to their floating inside. There'll be hugs and handshakes before they move into the Zvezda service module for welcoming remarks.
Action of the steps in that second frame. That's for the com setup, MBS, and then the rest of the steps, and then all the steps under that frame. And as the SU cap, that's where we say that it needs to be installed. Okay. All right, I'll go back and do all these steps then. Affirmative. And one more thing. For deactivation, we would like you to install in BO. We need to install Unit 2. Yeah, that's in Step 4, and it's all...
This is Mission Control there. Houston, just to recap.
Like me to do it all today.
The Soyuz MS-29 crew, yes. Anil Menon of NASA, and Roscosmos cosmonauts Pyotr Dubrov and Anna Kikina lifted off from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan at 9:47 and 43 seconds a.m. Central Time this morning. It was 7:47 and 43 seconds p.m. at the launch site in the Central Asian desert. They had a 8-minute, 46-second climb to their preliminary orbit. The Soyuz spacecraft separated from the third stage of the Soyuz 2.1A booster, immediately followed by the unfurling of the solar arrays and navigational antennas on the Soyuz vehicle to begin the 3-hour chase to catch up to the International Space Station, which had flown directly over the Baikonur Cosmodrome just about right at launch time. A series of pre-programmed automated engine firings increased the altitude of the Soyuz to match that of the International Space Station, followed by a number of mid-course correction burns of the Soyuz thrusters that enabled the Soyuz to arrive in the neighborhood of the International Space Station, to which it ultimately docked to the Prishal module in an automated fashion at 12:52 p.m. Central Time, 1:52 p.m. Eastern Time, as the two spacecraft flew 260 statute miles over the Mediterranean. Once the hooks had closed to form a hard mate between the two vehicles, leak checks on both sides of the docking interface got underway. This now followed by the opening of the hatch on the station side of the docking interface on the Prishal module, and we are standing by for the opening of the Soyuz hatch, which should come just within the next few minutes.
Anna, where's your medical harness?
ISS MCC Moscow on Space to Ground 1 for Sergei Kutsachkov. There will be an LOS, and we'll get the com back at 33 minutes past the hour, just letting you know in advance.
Tigris, it's по Москве.
Tigris, MCC Moscow. Go ahead. Go ahead. This is Tigris. Tigris, what's your pressure currently? 759 millimeters. Copy. You can start opening the hatches. That's going to be step 8.1. And there will be an LOS in 3 minutes on KU band. Yep, we heard. Okay, let's do closeout operations. Close ККТ. Closing ККТ. ККТ is closed and КВД СОБУ. КВД БОСУ needs to be closed. All right. КВД has been closed. So, ККТ is closed, КВД is closed. We are ready to open the OSU hatch cover for page 71. Copy. All right. Let's put the handle in the operational position.
And we're listening to the final steps in the procedures on the Soyuz side of the docking interface that will lead to the opening of that hatch just a moment or two from now.
In the hatch opening tool.
Right at the hatchway is the space station commander, Sergei Sverchkov.
Moving.
The Expedition 74 crew in position to greet the newly arrived crew members. Anil Menon of NASA and Roscosmos cosmonauts Pyotr Dubrov and Anna Kikina. We have gone into a brief loss of signal through our tracking and data relay satellite system.
The hatch cover.
This loss of signal is about 11 to 12 minutes in duration as we hand over between satellites on the tracking and data relay satellite system. This is Mission Control Houston. You're looking at a view from a balcony camera at the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov outside of Moscow. We just entered about a 12-minute period of a loss of signal between satellites on the Tracking and Data Relay Satellite System. This coming, as Murphy's Law would have it, just about the time that the hatch was to have been opened on the Soyuz side of the docking interface, enabling Anil Menon of NASA and Roscosmos cosmonauts Pyotr Dubrov and Anna Kikina to float inside to be greeted by their Expedition 74 colleagues. This is Mission Control Houston. Again, a view of the Russian Mission Control Room at the Russian Mission Control Center outside of Moscow. We expect to regain our communications with the International Space Station in about 6 minutes, right around the time the Soyuz hatch was scheduled to be open. We did have a loss of signal as we passed out of range of one of the tracking and data relay satellites on our constellation of satellites around the globe. So at this point, we cannot confirm with certainty as to whether the Soyuz hatch actually opened or when it might have been open. We'll stand by for further word on that. We do hopefully expect, when we do regain our voice and video capability from the station, to either see the newly arrived crew members, Anil Menon of NASA, and Roscosmos cosmonauts Pyotr Dubrov and Anna Kikina, either about to open the hatch or, if they have already, inside the Zvezda service module preparing for welcoming remarks. We'll be standing by for that. And again, we do expect a acquisition of signal on our tracking and data relay satellite system constellation about 5 minutes from now. This is Mission Control in Houston. The Russian flight controllers have received telemetry from their side of the International Space Station indicating that the Soyuz hatch is now open. So for the record, we can approximate a hatch opening time of 3:30 p.m. Central Time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And again, we're standing by for a reacquisition of video and voice from the station coming up in about 3 minutes. But again, the Russian Mission Control Center flight controllers are indicating that the hatch is open on the Soyuz side of the docking interface to the Prishal module. We expect an estimated hatch opening time to be recorded at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Central Time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we have now reacquired our voice and video from the International Space Station. And there you now see the crew members gathering inside the Zvezda service module. Once again, telemetry confirmed by the Russian flight control team indicated hatch opening at approximately 3:30 p.m. Central Time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Soyuz side of the docking interface. In the foreground is Sergei Mikheyev and Chris Williams. You can see Jessica Meir, Jack Hathaway, Sophie Adeno of the Expedition 74 crew. The arriving crew members are in white flight clothing. And now you can see a view of Anil Menon and Anna Kikina. You'll soon see, and there he is in the field of view, Pyotr Dubrov, who arrived on the International Space Station, docking at 12:52 p.m. Central Time, 1:52 p.m. Eastern Time, as we are standing by now for welcoming remarks.
Please go ahead on Space to Ground 1. I have performed all the activities on the page 78, and I have deactivated all the purifications units and completed all the ops as per that page. Copy, Peter. Thank you, and welcome aboard. Thank you. I'm very glad to hear you, too. So copy all. Have a great mission. Thank you. Just in case, Pyotr, if you are ready, we are ready for the PAO conference. Station Moscow on Space to Ground 1. Pyotr, as soon as you're all ready, please let us know, because we are ready for you. Copy. Good evening, station. This is Dmitry Kalashnikov. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, especially Pyotr, Anna, and Anil. We are so glad that you have arrived. Congratulations on this smooth arrival. The launch was great. The mission was awesome, and the docking was amazing. That's what we hoped for, and that's what happened. Again, congratulations on your arrival. And from our mission control team, congratulations, and we are very happy that you are on board. Thank you so very much. Thank you all who supported the launch. Everything went excellently. Thank you. Thank you so much. Guys, very happy that you have arrived. We will pass you to MCCH for a couple of minutes for their welcome words, and then we will pass you back here for all your friends and families. Thank you. Thank you.
Station, this is Houston. This is Houston flight. Just wanted to say that was a beautiful launch and docking. It's great to see Pyotr and Anna back on ISS again. And Anil, it's great to see you there for the first time in space. Congratulations to all of you, and great work getting to space station. And we wanted to pass our sincere appreciation along to our Russian colleagues for a very successful launch and docking. We'll send it back to Moscow for your friends and family.
Thank you very much. Sounds good. It's great hearing your voice. I'm looking forward to hearing it some more.
This is Alona Savchenko. Welcome aboard. We are so happy that you've arrived. It was we were very apprehensive to watch you launch and dock. We are super happy that everything went well, and we would like to congratulate you again and wish you a great mission. My question to you is, first, how do you guys feel? Well, thank you very much for your kind words. We are very happy, very content. We arrived to the station really quickly. It's amazing. Only in 3 hours we are here. So Pyotr and Anil were great. We feel well, according to how it's supposed to be. And I think that when you fly for the first time, you feel definitely a little different. Excellent. So what are about your impressions when you first came on board the station? Did you feel now that you were returning after a great vacation on Earth? Well, I have an impression of coming back to something that I know so well, some place where I've spent a lot of time, worked with my colleagues, spent some free time. So I think that now I feel that it was a business trip was back to Earth, and here I'm back home. Excellent. So what about any traditions? Do you have any traditions when you arrive to the ISS? Well, first it's the welcome. When we first opened the opening hatch and this conference, it is a great tradition when the arriving crew is welcomed by the smiley faces of our crewmates. We've passed a lot of time together during our training, and now we are here all together on the station. And also those traditional hugs. It's so amazing. It's very warm and comes from the heart. Excellent. Very happy to see you all smile. We would like to wish you all the best, and I'm passing the mic back to some other friends of yours. Hi, crew. Hi, Pyotr. This is Sergei Tashkinov. We were holding, we're keeping our fingers crossed for you and for your crewmates. So Alona and Denise are also saying hi. We are very happy that your docking went so smoothly. We did keep our fingers crossed. It's a very touching moment. And Pyotr, we believe in you. We know that you and your crewmates will do a great job. Thank you. Thank you so very much. We really are happy, and I'm happy that you were rooting for us, and your support, although you're so far away, can be felt by us here. And we really are glad that you are now sharing this wonderful moment with us, the beginning of our mission. Once again, congratulations. This is Irina Pernovich. Congratulations from everyone who hasn't made it here to the mission control. Vasi is saying a huge hi to you. We've received so many emotions and impressions from the beginning of your mission, from your launch. We are wishing you great success on orbit. We will miss you, and we will keep rooting for you. Thank you very much. And please do say hi from me to the rest of you guys who have not been able to come to the mission control. I know that you guys are always with us and always support us. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is Kalashnikov again. Well, that's it for the congratulations from the Earth. So once again, good luck and great mission to you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is Svetlana Mironova. I would like to say hi to you and to Sergey, both Sergeys and Andrei, and to all the crew members from the flight control team. We are super happy to see you here, and thank you for your work. Thank you for this great comm session now. Thank you. So we are deactivating all the loops right now. Copy.
СУПа Москвы в канале СГ-1. Pyotr, Anya, Anil, поздравляем еще раз. Заканчиваем.
Moscow, Station Moscow on Space to Ground 1, Anil, Anya, and Peter. We are wrapping up, and we will be deactivating the loops right now. Copy and thank you.
This is Mission Control Houston. The welcoming remarks now concluded with remarks from family and friends of the newly arrived trio on the International Space Station, Anil Menon of NASA, and Roscosmos cosmonauts Pyotr Dubrov and Anna Kikina. They launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan at 9:47 and 43 seconds a.m. Central Time this morning, which was about 43 minutes before sunset at the launch site in Baikonur. Their ride to orbit was as advertised. They arrived on their preliminary orbit 8 minutes and 46 seconds after launch, separated from the upper stage of the Soyuz 2.1A booster, deployed the solar arrays and navigational antennas, and began the chase to catch up to the International Space Station. A series of engine firings increased their altitude to match that of the International Space Station, and a series of mid-course correction burns brought them into the neighborhood of the station for a fly-around and for final approach for docking that occurred at 12:52 p.m. Central Time, 1:52 p.m. Eastern Time, a total transit of 3 hours and 4 minutes from liftoff until docking to the Prishal module. You're looking at the Soyuz MS-29 docked to Prishal after several hours of leak checks and pressure equalization checks at the docking interface. The hatches were first open on the station side of the docking interface, followed by the opening of the hatch on the Soyuz side of the docking interface. That was marked at 3:30 p.m. Central Time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We were in a loss of signal at that time, so we never actually saw the hatch opening or the crew members initially float inside. When we reacquired our video signal, you saw all 10 crew members, now comprising Expedition 74 in the Zvezda service module, to receive congratulatory calls from friends and family at the Russian Mission Control Center and Flight Director Chris Dobbins here in Mission Control in Houston. With all of that now completed, the crew members will have a safety briefing, the newly arrived crew members, to familiarize themselves with all of the aspects of a safe departure from the station, should that become necessary. That will be conducted by the station commander, Sergei Kud-Sverchkov, before the crew members on board the station will wrap up their activities for the day. The Soyuz is receiving power through station systems. The launch and entry suits worn by Menon, Kikina, and Dubrov are being dried out, as is standard common procedure. The 10 crew members will have an extended sleep period and a lot of off-duty time available for them on Wednesday. So with that, we'll wrap up our coverage for the arrival of the Soyuz MS-29 to the International Space Station. It all went by the book. No issues whatsoever, as the station has temporarily expanded its population from 7 to 10 crew members for the next 12 days before Chris Williams of NASA, Sergei Sverchkov, and Sergei Mikheyev depart the station on Sunday, July 26th, for their return to Earth on the Soyuz MS-28 spacecraft and a parachute-assisted landing on the steppe of Kazakhstan. So once again, we thank you for joining us throughout the course of the day. The newly arrived crew members, safe and sound on board the International Space Station, ready to begin their 8-month residency aboard the orbital outpost. Until we talk to you again, we wish you a good day. This is Mission Control Houston.